It's Friday, July the 8th, and I'm on a mission. I mean, literally, I'm on a mission. I'm going to a lake called Shawnee Mission Lake. I've never fished the lake before. I've only been there one time, and that was just a drive-by. It's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting a late start. We've had over 7 inches of rain this week, and about 5 inches of rain last week. So I'm very limited in the places that I can go to fish. So I figure this little lake that's located in the grasslands will probably still be clear. I'm gambling on that. But that's part of the reason I fish. I love the adventures of it. Anyway, it's about a 2-hour drive. The lake supposedly has a number of different species of fish. It has bass, crappie, bluegill, red ear sunfish, catfish, and wipers that I know about. I get that from material that I read from the Missouri Department of Conservation. You may notice that I still have specks on my windshield. My wife says, "Why do you make these videos and you show pictures as you drive down the road and you have a dirty windshield?" I really don't have an argument against that, with the exception that my truck is happy the way the windows are. I'm happy the way the windows are. And let me know in the comments section if it's okay for me to have my windows dirty while I'm taking pictures. Well, my adventure has already started. I'm lost. I've never been on this road before, and now I find this sign that said "Road closed ahead. Take alternate route." Locally, heavy rains have closed a lot of roads in southern Missouri, and that's what's happened to me today. I ran onto that sign and told me to take an alternate route, but it didn't say where the alternate route was. So I'm driving around trying to find a way back to the highway I was on, and I come to this sign. I'm within 7 miles of the lake that I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to find where the alternate route is, and this is the second attempt. And again, I find a sign that says "Payment ends." So I have to try another road. Well, this attempt to find a way out of here failed also, and I come to the third sign that said "Payment ends." But I found a man in his yard, and he told me to go back where I started and take a gravel road back to the north for 6 miles. So maybe sometime today I'm going to get to that lake. While I'm back to where I started, that's the sign that said "Road closed." And now supposedly I'm supposed to go up the road a ways till I come to a gravel road and turn left. We'll try it. Well, I finally made it. It was a 19-mile detour, which included 6 miles of rough gravel road, but I made it. Now I got to try to find the lake. According to the sign, before I turned off on this road, it's 5 miles to the lake, which means that the 19-mile detour only gained me 2 miles. Well, here we are. We finally made it to Harmony Lake. Before you fish a conservation lake, be sure you check the fishing regulations because they're not all the same. Well, I was right about one thing. The water is clear in the lake. It looks very, very good. I had planned on eating on the lake, but they have this nice little courtesy booth here. This little platform with a roof on it where you could eat your lunch. So I'm going to do that. My lunch consists of a can of pork and beans, some Vienna sausage and some crackers, and a couple of candy bars for a snack. And I even remembered this time to bring my spoon to eat my pork and beans with. One of the things I noticed right off is that there are shad in this lake. Shad is evidently the main forage fish here. You can see a school of them surfacing over toward the dam. My plan is to use one spinning rod with 6-pound test line to throw these little miniature crankbaits. Then I plan to use a spinning rod with 4-pound test line for these little tube baits that I brought with me. I always secure my cell phone and my wallet or anything else I don't want to get wet in a dry box. My first fish is a miniature green sunfish. My second fish is exactly like the first one. My third fish was exactly like the first two. I may have to try something else. Went to a crankbait, caught this little guy. Still don't quite know what I'm doing out here. Well, I decided to try floating, the old float and fly technique, and I like to use strike indicators for that. Would you guess it? I left them at home. So I'm going to try to modify a slip cork and use it like a strike indicator. Using it like it's intended to be used as a slip cork, I'm just tying directly onto the bottom of it. Crude as it is, first cast I caught a nice bluegill on my floating device. Finally got one of what I came to catch. Nice green sunfish. Nice little beaver dam. Notice as I'm paddling up that the upper end of this lake is getting dingy from the rains. The wind has switched about 180 degrees and it's come up a whole lot, making it really tough to hold the kayak where I want it to fish. But they're biting pretty decent, so I'm going to hang in there a while. I've finally found out how to catch these things, but the wind's blowing so hard I have to paddle up about 30 feet, catch a fish, paddle back up 30 feet, drift back down, catch a fish. It's kind of slow, but it's working. The wind washed my boat into the bank right where there's some blackberries. Either that or dewberries. I don't know which they are, but I'm going to eat some of them. Time for a little snack. More dessert. If you don't like blackberries, pick fresh off the line. There's got to be something wrong with you. They are so sweet. The things I look for when I'm fishing for panfish on the rivers and small lakes are these webworms. They grow up in the trees and they produce literally thousands of little worms The only thing better than these are the ones that make their webs in elm trees and produce what's called elm worms. They're kind of a dark green color, and you're in bluegill heaven when you find one of those. The wind has subsided quite a bit, making it a little bit easier to fish. But I always love for the wind to blow, and I like for it to blow into the bank where I'm fishing. I think of the wind as Mother Nature's smorgasbord. It brings all kinds of food into the bank. Little minnows move into the bank. Everything moves into the bank when the wind blows, and that's when they start biting. I know I've caught at least 50 like this. Well, we're back. There's the truck and there's the launch ramp. We've had a great time. I've caught lots of fish after I finally found out where they were, and when the wind came up to move them into the bank. I couldn't film all of them because I had too much of a problem with boat control. But this is a great little lake. I will for sure be coming back. Well, we're on our way back. We had a great time. I really loved Harmony Mission Lake. I'll be coming back for sure. But I'm hoping when I come back that the roads will be open and I won't have the problem that I had today getting here.